Good morning, everyone. This is Jen from the Witch Coven, the Witch City Planning Board. I'm not sure where I was going with that. Today we have Monica Bodirsky on, and we will be talking about her presentation. She is a creator of the Shadowlands Tarot, and it is an absolutely adorable deck. So we are just waiting for her to pop on. Just some housekeeping. The weekend passes for Witch City Tarot Gathering are sold out. There are some day passes left as far as I know. I need to double check that. But the Witches Market on Saturday night is free to the public. And the doors open at 6:30, and that's at the Hawthorne as well. We have an amazing collection of vendors, and we are so excited about it. I can't wait to just see everything going on. We have a virtual DJ, all of those great things. Our virtual schedule and tickets and all of that will be coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that. The best thing to do is put your notifications on right here for Witch City Tarot Salem. And then you can be sure to get, a heads up on all of that good stuff. So that is, that will be coming soon. And also too, Monica will be coming to us from virtually as well. So that is why I mentioned the virtual tickets, not on sale just yet, but will be very, very soon. And I see that she just popped on. So we'll make sure and get her added here as soon as we get our request going. So we have like 5 weeks to go, guys. 5 weeks. And it's going to fly by. I am just really starting to wrap up interviews. The last interview we're doing is July 13th with Sasha Graham, who is our keynote. So that is going to be super exciting. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing pretty good. It's
Excellent.
busy. I keep saying, like, all of a sudden, everything got busy. Like, everything.
You noticed that too, huh?
Yes. And I'm just like, whoa, hold on. I'm not used to all this busy. Like, I have to, like, work my way up to it. But it's happening regardless.
Oh, I hear you. I started with, I'm working my way up to it, and then all of a sudden it just went boom.
Yes. And I'm like, I know it can't be just me. It's got to be everyone, because all of a sudden I'm just looking at my calendar. I'm like, what happened here? It just exploded. And we have 5 weeks, I was just saying, until Witch City Tarot Gathering. Isn't that crazy?
How did that happen so fast?
I don't know. I was like, because I was like counting, like Chris was making fun of me, so I was counting down the weeks, like just so I can like schedule everybody in. And I'm like, 5 weeks, that's it. Like that's gonna be like in so quick. I mean, it's gonna be in 5 weeks, obviously, but it's gonna. It seems like it's so like soon. So we're super excited to have you presenting. I can't wait to hear what you're going to present about. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Oh, sure. Well, I have an elemental earth-based spiritual practice. I do identify as a witch. I've been a tarot reader for many decades, too many to really count at this point.
We don't need numbers. Just a long time is good.
A point of pride. And then it hit a number and I went, whoa, we'll just, not go there.
Exactly. So, long time.
And I used to teach at an art and design university. So
cool.
I combined all of those things. I've made my own decks because I'm an artist primarily, but I managed to put all those things together. And one of the methods I've come up with to assist people by using tarot oracles is elemental approaches, memeaning I follow earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, and
break. I have them on my fingers.
You too. Oh well, this is our actual wedding ring. Has all of the.
Oh, I love that! Oh, that's an awesome idea. Oh, I love that.
And we are the spirit, so
Yeah.
So fellow elementalist.
Yeah.
This is natural with tarot decks. I mean, they are broken down in elements. but often they are just left at swords or wands or coins, pentacles, and people aren't really looking at the earth-based portion or
Mhm.
the alchemical aspects of those elements so much. And I thought, I'm going to write a little quiz for everybody with questions so they can figure out which element they are in the light, which is
Oh,
something they're aware of. Okay.
yes.
So when you look at those descriptions, so you'll say, "Oh, okay, I'm that element," and it's just which one suits you best because often we encompass all of them.
Hmm.
And then, sorry, the longer quiz is the shadow aspect of an element that perhaps you're not aware of. So those questions shouldn't be really obvious when you're taking the quiz.
Right.
And you'll see what element you end up with when you add your score.
Ooh.
Using those two cards, the shadow and the light, I think that we can create a balance. And I have a third card, which is the spirit card.
Hmm.
And then you'll look at that and say, this is how to balance the shadow and light aspects of those elements within your life. And I think what's really interesting is often people don't pick the element that they are.
Hmm.
Sometimes people are aware, so you might pick both of the same element, but there's still something to be learned with the third card and the integrating of those two aspects. Because if you are just one element inside and out, you are still lacking those other elements, so to speak, or their
Right.
characteristics. So this is just kind of a method I have of bringing balance, and it's a very simple 3 card kind of a spread. You can
Hmm.
use it over and over again. I've had many ways of modifying it. And I think it's really interesting. I think it's going to bring a different perspective just on how you use tarot and oracles. And
Right.
that's basically what we're doing, other than a
Oh, I love
short
it.
intro as to where this came from and what the elements are.
Right, right. And I love that too, because I agree with what you were saying. Like a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm totally water and that's what I am. And and they forget that you do need all of them to bring that balance in there. And, and also too, I always think it's interesting, like somebody has a ton of fire, but they don't like want to like touch it. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, I'm definitely not fire. Well, kind of looks like you are. And then
Exactly.
that's like that shadow aspect, like you were saying, like
Yeah.
definitely like, well, maybe you need to dig into that. Why is that something you're resistant to? Why do you not want to dive into that? Right.
Exactly. And
Right.
of course, you're going right to fire, which is, I mean, I teach an art and spirituality residency too here in Takaranto,
Mm-hmm.
or Toronto, if you're anglicizing it. It's on an island here, right in the downtown area. It's like 10 minutes. It's just really wonderfully situated. And we also work with elements. And of course, fire is the one that, a lot of people are. Um, Very cautious about. And I
Yes.
understand its destructive properties, but we should embrace our power and our energy and our passion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm really curious about too, because a lot of people who are very fiery might say, "Oh, I'm so earth, I'm so grounded," and you're
Right.
like they're throwing sparks up their head.
Right. You're like sweating just being near them. Like, okay. And it's funny because I have a lot of fire in my birth chart. So I do know I have a lot of fire. So I always try to consciously like balance out all the other ones as well. But I just working with people and even in astrology and stuff like that, I've noticed like that is like you said, I've noticed like the fire is the touchy one. People
It
are
is.
afraid of it.
It is. And then interestingly too, I do get some people though, when you do a bit of a, pun intended, deep dive with the water
Yes.
element, when people really get what that's about, they start to back away from it
Mm-hmm.
too,
Right.
because of, well, just some people do have that fear of swimming and being out of their depth,
Mm-hmm.
and getting into emotions too deeply.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that, there's something in all elements. And what's interesting is how they work together. So
Right.
when I'm talking to people, I try to tell them, listen, think about it. If you're water and you're really doing a lot of earth, the shadow there could be total mud.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even realize you're stuck in this muck. You're trying to ground, but you're so overwhelmed by emotions, it's creating an element you really don't need, mud.
Right.
right?
Exactly. Like those don't count. We don't want mud or any of those. And I love that too, because like even like somebody who is very watery and then not wanting to do fire, and then that's putting out your fire, and then that's just smoke and that's vapor, like nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Like it is, and you do need to really, like you said, harness all of them. So I'm really interested to see like what comes up for people and all of that. Like I think that's going to be a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, well, thanks. I'm really looking forward to this so much. And I'm hoping that people are finding out aspects of themselves that they don't normally know about or look at. And again, find a different way yet again to use tarot. There's millions
Mm-hmm.
of ways to use oracle decks, which is why I adore them.
Right.
Uh, but I think people will say, oh, well, I could maybe even try that with a deck I have that does just have elements listed.
Right.
So I'm hoping it's versatile and informative and entertaining.
I think it is. I've listened to your talks before. I was at the Botanica conference, so I watched you on there. Yeah. So I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be really great. And also, so why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on the interwebs?
Oh, for sure. As long as, I mean, it is tricky. I did not change my name. So as long as you can spell Monica Bodirsky,
Yeah.
you can do monicabodirsky.com. Same with Instagram, Monica Bodirsky. I've managed to stop all the fake accounts.
Oh,
So there's
good
only
for you.
one currently.
That's a feat in itself. Like I'm
Right.
constantly dealing with that. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Oh,
Everyone I know. So right currently though, unless you find otherwise, let me
yes,
know.
I will
But
let you know.
there's only one Monica Bodirsky on Instagram. And on my website, there are my products, classes, reading services. So whatever you need, I'm easy to get hold of.
Awesome.
If you don't, if you don't find what you're looking for there, you can just email me. And again, very simple, it's monica.bodirsky@gmail.com. So I'm around, and I do answer my emails, believe it or not, and my DMs. So I'm all good.
Awesome. Yeah, we can find you in all the places. Well, I look forward to your talk. And what's really great too is that we have like a planchet parlor like down in the bottom of the Hawthorne, like kind of like their basement area, I guess, or downstairs, lower level. And so I really think that your exercises too, it would be really great for people to, afterwards, to go down there and talk about them and work on them. So I think that kind of is like a really great segue for that. And we made that space just for that. So I'm really excited about that. And I think that, we are going to just see a lot of people, and I think you're going to get a lot of good questions and stuff. So I think it's a really great subject for sure. And especially because our theme is tarot and transformation. So that just like is perfect. Bam, right there. There you go.
Absolutely is. And I wanted so badly to make it to Salem. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this online. I will be visiting Salem in the last week of September and the first week of October.
Oh,
and
okay,
I will
awesome.
be bringing a few witchy friends. So if you're around, I'd
Yeah.
love to grab coffee. And we are very close to the Hawthorne. So,
Awesome.
even though I don't get to see folks, I will be there then. If anyone's coming to the conference and would like to talk to me about anything or clarify anything, I will be there again. Also, I'm leaving some stuff in, sending stuff for swag bags, contact info, and a
Awesome.
few goodies. So, have a really wonderful conference. I'm so grateful to be part of this. And it's so nice chatting with you.
Yes, I finally got to meet you. I'm so excited. And the last week of September, the 27th is my birthday, and I probably will be around. So I'm gonna get a hold of you. So we're gonna have coffee. I love it. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you do have any questions, you can also put them down in the comments, and I'll tag Monica to answer them for you. And our virtual tickets will be going on sale shortly. So we are just kind of tying everything up right now. And you guys all have a wonderful day. And thank you. And happy new moon or full moon. It's full moon.
Full moon in
Full moon.
Sagittarius.
I'm already
A
thinking
fire
ahead to the
sign.
next one. Yes, happy full moon. All right, bye. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jim.
Bye.
Bye.